Hello, do you know where we are? We are here in Amsterdam with Lynk&Co. Lynk&Co would like to disrupt the automotive and mobility industry. So let's find out with Ian Hucker, the Vice President Sales Europe at Lynk&Co. Hello Ian. We know Lynk&Co and we don't know Lynk&Co. What can you tell us about Lynk&Co as a company? Its mission to disrupt the industry.
Lynk&Co was actually formed 7 years ago as a brand, but we've only been operating in Europe for the last 2 years. And that for us means 7 countries, 7 markets within Europe. And in terms of what we offer, it is of course the Lynk&Co 01. Now our signature offer is subscription. I think that's how we're known, that's how we've achieved some brand recognition in a very difficult and crowded European marketplace. And that offers the ultimate in flexibility, enabling people to acquire the car, but with only a 1-month commitment, it's really the ultimate flexible offer. We've since expanded those, so our product portfolio in terms of that, how people acquire the car has developed since we've launched. And also in terms of how we come to market, how we present ourselves in the different countries, that is also very different to the traditional. So we're sitting here today in one of our clubs, the club concept. So as you can see, there's a car, which is the only bit that's in common with a traditional car showroom. The rest of it's very different. It's an event space, it's a space for activities, for gatherings, it's a space for our members to use as whenever they wish, whether it's sheltering from the rain like today, or whether it's a place to work or just meet on a weekend.
Lynk&Co stands by flexibility. You offer the customers a variety of possibilities in terms of funding methods, how to use the car. How does this impact the sales strategy of your brand?
Firstly, I think subscription's not for everybody. For some, the ultimate in flexibility is a fantastic way of getting into a vehicle for potentially a shorter period of time. But we found that actually a lot of subscribers kept the car longer, so a year, beyond a year. And for these customers, actually a traditional lease product fits better. So we introduced our Lynk&Co lease offer. It was originally a B2B program that's now expanded to a B2C program. And that enables a more flexible portfolio of options in terms of the commitment to have the vehicle, the mileage that the vehicle can do within that period. It just offers an extra degree of flexibility for those where the subscription product is perhaps not appropriate. And I think that's even more relevant in the B2B space. We've always taken the view we'll adapt and we'll expand our offer and expand our portfolio of acquisition methods depending on whatever the customer would like to do. And that actually includes also buy. So the 3 pillars that we have are subscribe, lease, but you can also just buy the car in a very traditional way. We don't stop people ever from trying to buy the product. So that's really how it's evolved over time. But a new dimension, I think, for this year is as we've now defleeted some of these cars from the subscription fleet that we operate, we essentially create a new opportunity to get into a Lynk&Co 01 through the used car program.
One thing we haven't talked about is car sharing.
I'm glad you raised that because for us it's a very, very important part of what we do and fulfills our mission to become more sustainable in this traditional industry in which we operate. And this is really a major draw for our customers. We've had a bit of experience now with some cars on the road for the last couple of years. And what we've discovered is from our subscriber base, 15% of subscribers already share their car. So this is an opportunity for them to earn some revenue from that subscription, which makes the affordability of the car much easier, but also presents an opportunity to give that Lynk&Co experience to a much broader audience. Although it's only 15% today that share the car actively, we know that over 50% of our subscribers are interested in doing that. They just haven't yet pressed the button and put the car on the platform. And if we think specifically about B2B customers, we're about to launch a new B2B Fleet Manager portal that enables not only the tracking of the vehicles and the usual data management behind that, but importantly provides a pool car facility that enables the cars to be shared within an organization.
Another news is that you recently also developed partnerships.
Our European partnerships are very important to us. It enables us to bring scale and consistency across our 7 markets very quickly. And one example of that is the Lynk&Co lease product. And that enables us to bring an offer to both B2B and B2C markets across all 7 countries using extended mileage parameters, duration periods, etc., which creates that alternative to the subscription model for those who want more stability and are prepared to make a longer commitment for the car. Now that can be operated through the partnership. It comes through our website, but is executed by the local Avon's operations. But for the customer, it's a very seamless process. So that partnership has really enabled us to broaden our offer and reach a much bigger audience than we had done previously just through our own subscription product. The BCA partnership is a little bit different. So this is about having control and having consistency of how we handle the used cars, which for us are the ex-subscription cars coming off the fleet. So we've gone from a decentralized process that we've begun with through to what we have now, which is a fully centralized, consistent process using the BCA workflow, which brings the car direct from our subscriber through a damage appraisal, through an assessment, through basically then refurbishment to whatever standard we choose, and importantly gives us access to multiple sales channels, which we as the OEM can decide how, when and in what condition we want to retail the cars. So this has really brought us an awful lot of flexibility, but most important, consistency and control, which is really vital for our managing our residual values.
Now, if you look a little bit at the evolution of the car sales market and also the used car market, we see of course that many leasing companies, rental companies, they have a large fleet of used cars. Everyone tries to put those used cars at attractive prices into the market, but probably the customer expectations and the needs of the customers are slightly different than the ones that will opt for subscription or that are interested to buy the new O1. So what are your ideas about those expectations and needs of the customers, and how do you need to address them?
Yeah, so the new process that we have enables us to address a variety of different sales channels for the used cars. So that can be through franchise dealers, that can be through independent traders, that could be potentially export. There's lots of ways we can bring those cars to market, and depending on the needs and wants of the consumers or the buyers in those markets, we can adapt the condition of the car that we resell, because we can choose to refurb to a level or not. We can also, in terms of the duration of the car on fleet, that's another variable we can control. So essentially, if we want to produce older cars, we run them longer. If there's an appetite for fresher, younger cars, we can defleet them early. So having that end-to-end process, having the subscription model at the front end, but also the remarketing at the back end, enables us to really optimize and manage the used car channels based on the demand that's out there. We also, of course, using the same process, have the ability to refurbish the cars and basically put them back into the subscription fleet.
How do you see the future of car sales on the one hand and sustainability on the other?
Well, it's amazing these last few years. The rate of change that the industry has seen has outpaced anything that I've seen in my 30 years of being in the automotive industry. The emergence of the megatrends has become more and more clear. So the transition to electrification, if there's ever an example of how legislation combined with changing consumer attitudes can change a very old established industry, it's this one. I think in terms of vehicle acquisition, and we're sitting here in the Netherlands, the home of the private lease, the leading private lease market in Europe, but the others are catching up really quickly. This transition from ownership, the traditional way, moving to using vehicles, so a usership model, whether it be a lease or a subscription or whatever, this is gathering pace. And so we see that development very clearly and have addressed that. And then also, I think in terms of sustainability, we're going to see that this becomes more and more of an entry ticket. We're all aware of what's happening in the external environment, so companies will need to demonstrate that they're working towards a more sustainable future to have a role to play in this industry going forwards. And that's really where, when you consider how our car sharing fits into that, and the subscription service as the ultimate usership, not ownership, as well as our EV lineup, which starts with the plug-in hybrid that we have today but will evolve to full BEV. This is, I think we're very well placed as a brand to take advantage of these trends and maximize our opportunity in the new marketplace as we develop as a brand.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and I wish you and Lynk&Co a very sustainable and successful future. And if you would like to know more about Lynk&Co, if you dare, and if you are disruptive, then please check out the website of Lynk&Co, LynkCo.com. And don't forget, Ian Hucker will also be present at the Fleet Europe Days, where at the Fleet Europe Remarketing Forum he will be one of the experts on the 22nd of November in Lisbon.